Imagine waking up one day and realizing that the person you thought you were is nothing more than a carefully constructed illusion. That your beliefs, values, and even emotions have been shaped by forces beyond your control. What if everything you took for granted about yourself was merely a mask, a role you were conditioned to play? And what if, beneath that mask, lies a version of yourself that you have never met? Today, we are going to embark on a journey into the depths of human identity, guided by the radical insights of Friedrich Nietzsche and the unsettling truths of psychology. By the end of this exploration, you will uncover a shocking reality about your own mind, one that society has spent centuries trying to keep hidden. And the final revelation will change how you see yourself forever. From the moment we are born, we are given a name, an identity, a set of expectations. We are told who we should be, how we should behave, and what we should believe. We learn to suppress certain thoughts, deny certain emotions, and follow the rules that ensure our acceptance in the world. Over time, we mistake this social conditioning for our true selves. But Nietzsche warned that this kind of existence is not truly living. It is merely surviving in a system designed to keep us asleep. Most people never question the narrative they have been given. They go through life playing a role, following inherited beliefs and values without ever stopping to ask, is this really me? Am I in control of my own life? Or am I just acting out a script written by others? The frightening truth is that most of us are not who we think we are. We are a product of culture, of family, of education, a collection of habits and fears, rather than a conscious individual. But Nietzsche offers us a way out. He spoke of the Übermensch, the higher self that emerges only when we have the courage to strip away our false identities and create our own meaning. This transformation, however, is not for the faint of heart. It demands an intense confrontation with the parts of ourselves we have ignored or denied. One of the most powerful ideas in psychology, later developed by Carl Jung, but deeply rooted in Nietzsche's thinking, is the concept of the shadow. The shadow represents everything we repress, the thoughts we are ashamed of, the desires we suppress, the emotions we refuse to acknowledge. Society teaches us to bury these parts of ourselves, to pretend they do not exist. But they do not disappear. They grow stronger in the darkness, waiting for the moment to break free. Have you ever done something that shocked even you? Have you ever spoken words in anger that you immediately regretted? Have you ever felt an uncontrollable impulse that you could not explain? That is your shadow revealing itself. It is the part of you that refuses to be ignored. The more you suppress it, the more it controls you from beneath the surface. Nietzsche understood this long before modern psychology. He warned that those who refuse to confront their own darkness are doomed to be controlled by it. Society tells us to reject our inner chaos. We are taught to be polite, to conform, to suppress ambition, aggression, and primal instincts. But Nietzsche argued that these instincts are not inherently evil. In fact, they are the source of our power. The real danger is not in their existence, but in our refusal to integrate them. When we deny our true nature, we create an internal conflict, a battle between the person we present to the world and the one we hide within. This leads to anxiety, dissatisfaction, and, eventually, self-destruction. So what is the way forward? Nietzsche's answer was radical self-awareness. To truly become who we are, we must be willing to look into the abyss of our own minds without fear. We must question everything: our beliefs, our values, our purpose. We must be willing to destroy false identities and stand naked before the truth of our existence. But this path is not for the weak. It demands courage, the kind of courage that few possess. Those who walk this path will experience discomfort, uncertainty, and moments of existential crisis. But those who endure will emerge transformed. They will no longer be puppets of society, but true individuals, free to shape their own destiny. As we continue this journey, we will uncover 3 profound principles that will change how you see yourself forever. The final one is the most shocking of all, and once you grasp it, you will never look at your life the same way again. Most people are terrified of the truth, not the truth about the world, but the truth about themselves. They spend their lives constructing a carefully controlled identity, filtering their thoughts and behaviors to fit into a version of reality that feels safe. But Nietzsche warned us, man is something that shall be overcome. The person you believe yourself to be is not your final form. It is a fragile illusion, one that must be shattered if you wish to discover who you truly are. But here's where fear sets in. Destroying false identity means stepping into the unknown. It means stripping away every comforting illusion, every borrowed belief, and standing alone in the vast, unsettling void of your own consciousness. This is precisely why most people never do it. They choose comfort over truth, routine over transformation. They turn away from the abyss out of fear that they will lose themselves. But what if losing yourself is the only way to finally find yourself? Consider the role of suffering in self-discovery. Nietzsche saw suffering not as something to be avoided, but as a necessary force for transformation. He wrote, "To live is to suffer, to survive is to find some meaning in the suffering." The discomfort you feel when questioning your identity, when confronting painful truths about yourself, is not a sign that you are lost. It is a sign that you are awakening. But most people do not want to awaken. They prefer to remain in the dream, wrapped in the comfort of social validation and familiar habits. They would rather be controlled by external forces than take responsibility for creating their own identity. This is what Nietzsche called the herd mentality, a life dictated by fear, submission to societal expectations, and an unwillingness to think beyond what is safe and familiar. The true individual, the one who seeks real self-knowledge, must be willing to detach from the herd. This does not mean rejecting society entirely, but rather refusing to let it dictate the course of your life. It means forging your own path, even if it leads into the unknown. It means embracing both the light and the darkness within you, integrating every part of yourself to become whole. The final revelation is this: you are not who you think you are. You never were. But you have the power to become something greater. If you have the courage to question everything, to face your own shadow, and to create your own meaning, you will no longer be a prisoner of illusion. You will be free. And in that freedom, you will discover the most powerful truth of all. Your real self has been waiting for you all along.